We can hear Bill over here.
Can you hear me now? Oh, I think I just muted it. Okay, I don't think I'm muted now. Can you hear
Give
me,
me just a
Stacy?
second here and see if we can fix the audio.
Okay. All right, I'm getting a thumbs up from everybody else, Stacy. Okay. It might be you, Stacy. I think everybody else is giving me a
Oh,
thumbs up.
sorry. Yes, it was. Sorry. Okay, Coach Belichick has joined us. We're going to start with Alan Siegel.
Morning, Bill.
Hey, Al.
You've faced a lot of good tight ends in your day, obviously. So, how good of a tight end is Darren Waller, and how tough of a matchup?
Yeah, he's really tough. I think it's a long time since we've seen a guy like this. He's really got great receiver skills. Played receiver. He's got a lot of length, like a big receiver does, but he's got very good quickness, and he blocks. Very competitively. He's not afraid to mix it up. So he's definitely more than a receiver playing tight end, but he's got all the skills that can come inside. He's a very good inside receiver, which sometimes the wideouts have trouble making that move in there. So he's really been impressive to watch. Saw him last year, looked at him in the off season, and you just see him doing everything. Playing wide, playing in the backfield, playing tight end, running deep, catch and run plays, blocking, flash plays, point of attack plays. So very versatile player. Pretty unique guy in the league. There's some other good tight ends, but nobody really does more than this guy does, and he does it very well. He's got excellent hands, makes a lot of tough catches. He's definitely a matchup problem.
Thanks, Bill.
Next question, Mike Reese, followed by Doug Kite.
Bill, you've spoken with respect about Mike Mayock in the past from his work at NFL Network, and obviously now he's helping put a team together with John Gruden. As you sort of got into studying the Raiders, what has stood out to you about some of the characteristics of the team that those two have put together?
Well, they've put together a very explosive offensive group. They've got a lot of explosive players at every position: receiver, tight end, running back, quarterback. Big physical offensive line like John's always had. And I'd say defensively they've taken young players in the secondary, corner at safety, and tried to get a very athletic linebacker group for Coach Gunther, and with some big guys inside as well. They got two good edge rushers, so it's a young team, and you can see what they're trying to do, and they've certainly taken a lot of strides. Again, especially what I saw from last year to this year. I didn't really study them too much, prior to the 2019 season, but looking at them at the end of the year last year to where they are this year, they've added players, and the players that they had have gotten better, or like in Abrams' case, has been able to play this year. So he's really helped them, and they're good in the kicking game. So they put together a strong talented group, and I'm sure they'll continue to get better. There's a lot of young players here on this team.
Next question, Doug Kite.
Good morning, Bill. I was wondering how your relationship changes with a coach like John, who goes from coaching in your conference to being in the media, now back to coaching within the conference.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier to to have a relationship with somebody who's not in direct competition with you. But I've always had a good relationship with John, and I have a ton of respect for John. We have kind of come up sort of together, but on opposite sides of the ball until he made the move to broadcasting. So he's always been very productive, and he's a hardworking, grinding kind of coach that is very good in details, and knows what everybody's doing, knows what the defense is doing, knows what plays are tough and against certain defensive schemes and player matchups and so forth. He always asks great questions. As a commentator, when I'd meet with him in the production meetings, he saw the game through a coach's eyes, and it's had the obvious advantage and opportunity to to watch all 32 teams, and learn things from each of them. When you're a coach, you only see one team, and he's had a great experience in broadcasting to be able to see a different view of each team and each organization, and in the game from a different perspective. So I'm sure that's been interesting to him, which he told me it was. So I'm sure he learned a lot there too. So he's I think our relationships is good. It's just as you mentioned, different, like it always is when you're in competition, sometimes more direct than others, but when you're in competition with somebody else, it just changes a little bit during that time period. But I'm sure at some point it will be in a different type of relationship. So
Next question, Evan Lazar, followed by Alex Black.
Hey, Coach. Last night, just watching that Raiders game, there was a bunch of plays where they had the receivers or tight ends in tight splits and were running the ball. And just curious, what is the advantage of having those receivers in tight like that when you try to get the ball outside?
Yeah, well, a lot of teams do that. I think we've been seeing tight splits forever, but certainly the Rams' success that they had in 2018 with a lot of their tight split packages, and again, other teams do it too. There are a lot of teams that use those. Certainly the Raiders mix them in there like they do everything. They give you a lot of different looks. Coach Gruden's does a great job of using multiple personnel groups, multiple formations, different looks, different play concepts, but all within the framework of doing things that are fundamental and have principles embedded in their system. So the execution is at a high level. The quarterback's reads are the same, but the plays look different to the defense. So, he does a great job of doing that, of game planning, of changing up the looks, but at the same time, having a high level of execution on the offensive side of the ball because of the continuity of the techniques, fundamentals, and quarterback reads in the passing game. And in the running game as well. It's a lot of the same plays, but the looks are different. The formations are different. The plays appear to be different, but fundamentally they're really the same. But it's very hard on the defense to recognize what they're doing until a lot of times it's just too late. It slows down by a half a step.
Looks like last two questions would be Alex Barth and Ben Volin.
Good morning, Bill.
Hey, Alex.
So people talk a lot about, a team coming off a short week preparing for a game and how that's an adjustment. I'm curious if there's an adjustment for you guys when you prepare for a team that has a short week like the Raiders do right now.
Right. Well, usually you have all the information on a team, by Sunday night or Monday morning, when you start to put it all together. Now we don't, we didn't get the New Orleans game really until this morning, so we're a little bit behind there in terms of putting it all together, especially this early in the season when there's not really very much information, no preseason games and so forth. So, but it's there's nothing we can do about the schedule, but it does change up the kind of information flow a little bit. But ultimately we have plenty of time to prepare for the game and get all the information in. And just we have to rearrange our schedule a little bit, but that's it's not really a big problem.
And last question, Ben Volin.
Morning, Bill. Actually, along those same lines, not being able to have the players come in the day after a game because of the NFL rules, has that made it more difficult to do corrections and go over the film with the players?
Yeah, players are allowed to come in after the game. They came in last week after the game.
Oh, okay. I thought Monday the facility was supposed to be closed or whatever.
That's not what the rule is. There's some limitations on meetings as groups and so forth, but it's not closed, no.
Gotcha. Also, just curious, what's been your impression of how Cam Newton has been able to manage his game management skills so far? Just checking into the right play, setting the protections. He's a new quarterback with the system, obviously. So how has his game management been so far?
Well, I mean, look, each game and each situation is different. What we do this week obviously will be different than what we did last week because the type of defense we're playing and the schemes and the players that they have and all that. So, each week's a new challenge, but, Cam understands what we want to do. He has a good grasp, got a lot of playing experience, and he's a very instinctive player. And, things come up in the game. He's very quick to identify the differences from what we've prepared for or what the team's shown in the past based on the last 2 weeks. But we'll continue to, work together on that. As a coaching staff, we need to, sharpen our skills there and the communication with the players, and players have to, react and sharpen their skills as well. So, collectively we have to do that in all 3 phases of the game. Collectively, we'll just keep working to, do things better than we did last week in game situations, even though it's a different team, and some of the adjustments are different. The process, hopefully, we can be a little bit sharper and improve in our area as well. Do that collectively with the players.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay, great.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
There's nothing better than fall together with the signature pumpkin spice iced latte or pumpkin iced coffee. Pumpkin is back at Dunkin'. Enjoy contactless ordering on the Dunkin' app. America runs on Dunkin'.
What's my retirement savings plan? Oil, baby. Oil. Sprinkler pipe. Diane!
Ready or not.
Gillette ProGlide and ProGlide Gel. 5 blades and a pivoting flex ball designed to get virtually every hair on the first stroke while washing away dirt and oil. So you're ready for the day with a clean shave and a clean face.
For over 60 years, this team has transformed itself into a championship organization. For over 160 years, our team has demonstrated a similar mentality. There are no days off. Our front lines are fortified by people who sacrifice individuality for the team. Our shelves are also stocked with the best quality products and ingredients. Our team members know their roles. We're proud to do our jobs. Shaw's, the official supermarket of the 6-time champion New England Patriots.
My Caleb sofa and love seat. With Bob's discount, you get both pieces for just $7.99.
$7.99? Are you joking?
Do I look like I'm joking?
Yes, you look like you're joking.
I'm serious.
Cool.
Get Bob's discount! There's nothing better than fall together with the signature pumpkin spice iced latte or pumpkin iced coffee. Pumpkin is back at Dunkin'. Enjoy contactless ordering on the Dunkin' app. America runs on Dunkin'.
What's my retirement savings plan? Oil, baby. Oil. Sprinkler pipe. Diane!